Yeah, we first come to learn about Lancaster Homes through a friend of ours. She said that her nephew was a builder.
But it was more about the conversation that we had, how easy they were to talk to and how amiable they were. We thought they'd be just easy to deal with through the build process.
Yeah. Yep.
When we got the final quotes back, their prices were really competitive. They weren't necessarily the cheapest. They certainly weren't the dearest. But then when we broke the contract down to the individual items, we realised their inclusions were so much more than anyone else.
Yep.
The price on the tile and the flooring, we were getting more rate per square metre than what we could from other builders. So it actually made the quote even more competitive.
Well, my reason for building with Lancaster Homes and how we wanted to go with them, one, because of his craftsmanship. Two, it was a family company. The feel of the company was more outstanding, I guess. They made you feel really welcome. Nothing was a hassle to them because this was going to be our forever home.
The big thing is when we talked about things that they listened and was direct. So because it is the forever home, there's certain things that we wanted. And if we couldn't, he'd tell us straight. He said, you can't do that. So it was really black and white.
Yeah, true.
And that came through when we're doing the buildings with Lancaster Homes, is some things, because it's your home and you're so much pride in it, that there's always going to be things where you're looking at it and you've got to negotiate as you go through. That process I back him better than anyone. His ability to explain what couldn't be done from what's legal by council, all that sort of stuff, all the heat and the passion that you come from us, it was always negotiated in a calm, casual way.
Very professional.
What plans do we use to build the house? Well, how many years do we have arguments over the plans? Because we actually, again, because it was going to be our last home, we spent a fair bit of time walking into homes, got ideas of plans that we liked. So it was a custom home that fits our needs. We can close a whole 2/3 of the house off and we just live between the bedroom and the kitchen. So it was a custom house from the start. A bit of a crazy roof design. We've got the opera house out the side. And all that stuff he managed without any hassle, because there was components of the build that were different, and he managed that really easily, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yep.
Standard inclusions from Baden were above what anyone else offered. What we'll find, his standard inclusions were all the upgrades from the other companies when we built with him, particularly around tiling heights, all that stuff. We got more bang for our buck. And Baden bought the house in direct on budget. Well, to the cent.
Yes.
To the cent. So Baden introduced us to the client portal and showed us how to use it, and we started using that to manage the build. And that's how we first started ordering our inclusions, knowing what it was and what our budget was. All that came through that portal. The most exciting thing was when the first picture of the build, when you saw that go up and how it worked. The budgeting, how the bills came through, it was all exactly set out.
Yeah, I liked it because we'd go, oh, where are we at? So we'd go and have a look, and that bit was done, and then the next bit was,
Yeah, it wasn't hard to track what was going on. Good communication. So it did. For us, it worked really well. Nice and easy. Still use it. It's actually interesting. I went back and I wondered whether he still had it, because I had it saved as a bookmark on the computer, and went back and were questioning what colour our paints were and what we picked, like with the stone.
Yeah,
and all
so
that.
it's a good reference, isn't
so
it?
we went back to it and went, oh, yeah.
Because when you get to our age, you figure out what colour you had.
So it was approximately 3-4 months. What I always remember is when he said, I can't, it could have been 6 months, but when he said it would be finished was when it was finished by.
Yes.
And also what was really handy, because how it was segmented, how we paid for it, it actually worked out really well. So those guidelines of when the money had to be paid by.
Yeah.
And he always billed us, he said, when we negotiated and were signing the contracts, he said, you'll pay at this section of the build, this section of the build, this section of the build.
That. We liked that, didn't we?
Yeah, it came through, and all came through the software. So nothing was sort of like a surprise.
Yeah.
So, it was good.
Yeah, that was really good.
We got our forever home built to the quality that we wanted. The house is quality. We can't complain about any aspect of it.
No, not at all.
So we've been in the house for 18 months. The house hasn't moved, anything like that. There's not one crack in it, anything like that. The other thing with Baden is he doesn't leave you alone. So when you ask him a question about something, we still see Baden quite regularly, because there's still stuff we're doing to the house. Like there's elements of the house, it was all finished, but there's still bits and pieces we're trying to fine tune, like put decks in and stuff.
You still annoy him, you ring him and say, can I do this, da 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 da, like, you know, and it's never hassle, is it? Yeah. Never a hassle to him, both of them, him and his wife, never hassle.
So for us, if we were with a big company, we wouldn't have that personalised relationship. So our house is still evolving, and he's and Renee are big parts of that process. So yeah, I annoy him probably about once every 3 months and say, look, we're thinking of doing this, what do you think? Come out, because he'll be doing it. We're trying to do a deck out the front and a bit of a gazebo out the front. They're both quite strong personalities in a really nice way. So Pauline's going to get what Pauline wants to get, but Renee really
yeah, she was very helpful, yeah. She's got a knack for, she's got a good eye. There was a colour I wasn't quite sure on, and she just brought all the palette, like we come over here one day and she said, what about this, 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 and she put it all together and went, yep, that's it.
And our wall colours are awesome, aren't they?
Yeah, everybody comments about the colours. Yeah, so I reckon 100% we'd build with these guys again, for sure. What do you reckon?
Yeah, quality builder.
Lovely people.
Yeah, good people to work with. The people who work for me are good craftsmen, and the tradies, subbies and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
But I'd recommend him to everyone.
100% Lancaster Homes.